My name is Amanda Brown-Sissom, and I am the Associate Vice President for Alumni Engagement at PennWest, and that means all of PennWest, serving all of our over 186,000 living alumni. I also serve as the Edinboro Campus Administrator, and as such, it is my privilege to welcome you today on behalf of our President, Dr. Dale Elizabeth Pearson. Together, we want to thank you for your assistance in helping prospective students find the right partner for the next chapter of their educational journey. As you know, just as well as we do, education is changing and we're leading the way. We're doing that through our own transformation. As many of you have been attentive to, we began planning for our integration as PennWest in late 2020. Then everyone you'll see here today on this call rolled up their sleeves and helped to shape what PennWest would look like throughout 2021 and into 2022. On March 15th, 2022, PennWest received initial approval by Middle States Commission on Higher Education. Really shortly following that, the NCAA then affirmed that California, Clarion, and Edinboro universities would be able to continue to operate independent and separate athletic programs as PennWest, so that our student athletes would continue to compete as the Golden Eagles, the Vulcans, and the Fighting Scots. On July 1st, we officially integrated as Pennsylvania Western University. On fall 2022, we welcomed our first class, and we're excited to say that just last weekend, December 10th and 11th, we graduated our first cohort of PennWest alumni. So we are proud to be built on our three legacies over 2 centuries, but we have one mission now, and that's to offer our students more choices, more opportunities, and more value. With more than 100-degree programs, multimodal instruction on campus, online, and hybrid, and over 300 clubs and organizations, you can help our students find what they're looking for here. And today you're going to get an introduction of our team all across PennWest that hopefully will help to answer any questions that you have in helping to steer students towards which campus, which programs they might be interested in. I have the pleasure of working with, as I said, over 65,000 living alum of Edinboro, but then over 186 alumni of PennWest. And what sticks out to me the most about who we are the stories that our alumni tell from across generations, across degree programs, and now even across campuses, is that the people here, our faculty and staff, will make all the difference in student success. We're the perfect size to create important relationships and gain access to top programs, experiential learning opportunities, and employers. I know that many of you on the call today, because of our histories, are alumni of this institution and one of our wonderful campuses. So I want to, again, extend my thanks to you for spending your time with us. And hopefully we can answer any questions that you might have throughout the presentation today and through the Q&A. So thank you for being here.
All right, thank you so much, Amanda. We appreciate you being here and we appreciate your message. Next, we're going to turn to a quick introduction video that was created just to give you a little insight as to what we do here. So barring any severe technical issues, I'm going to get that fired up for you right now. All right, hopefully that played for everybody. I didn't get any urgent text messages or chat messages, so we should be good to go. Once again, before I turn it over to our admissions team, if you do have questions throughout this, feel free to send them to the chat. You can send them to the public for everyone to see, or if you're more comfortable doing it, you can just send them to me directly. Once again, my name is Christopher LaFuria. You can find me in the chat. So I'm going to turn it over to Amanda Miller from the admissions team. She's going to give you a little rundown of what we're going to do here, and we're going to start the PowerPoint presentation and we'll go from there. So let me invite Amanda to the stage.
Thank you, Chris. And thank you, everybody. It is so great to see all of you here today. Some familiar names out there. Again, as Chris said, my name is Amanda Miller. And for those of you who I may look familiar to, my former last name, my maiden name was Magdick. So lots of changes this year, including my last name. But again, it's nice to see you all here. Today, we are going to go through, thank you so much for submitting your questions. So we are going to make sure we hit those questions. And then we're also going to make sure we open it up for additional questions. Our discussion may open up for you. We will share our team. We will discuss our academic and student support services. We'll share our view book and our program array, proposed program array for fall 2023. So again, please feel free to type your questions in the chat. Chris will moderate that and get that sent over to us. But what I would like to do right now is introduce to you our admissions team. So Chris, if you would like, we can set this up so we can see each of us, and we'll just go around. I know a lot of these faces are going to look familiar to you. So we'll go ahead and get started with Mary Lynn Dunlap. She is Senior Associate Director of Admissions at PennWest Clarion.
Good morning, everyone. Like Amanda said, my name is Mary Lynn Dunlap. I am the campus lead for Clarion within the PennWest Undergraduate Admissions Office. Glad to see you here. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. And up next, who is full of holiday cheer, Mr. Barry Belitsky, who is at the PennWest California campus. Do you want to say hello, Barry?
Sure. Good morning. Barry Belitsky from PennWest California Admissions. And I'm here today at the Student Center with our beautiful Christmas tree in the background.
And if anybody, as we introduce, if you want to talk about some of the regions that you recruit, that would be great. So Barry, where are some of the schools you frequent?
Yes, Southwestern Pennsylvania, South Central, so Fayette County, Greene County, Blair County, Cambria County, Somerset County, kind of all the way over to Chambersburg and back.
All right, thank you. Next up is Ms. Missy Manning, Associate Director of Admissions at PennWest Edinburgh.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. As Amanda said, my name is Missy Manning, the Associate Director of Admissions. I've recruited in a lot of different places in my 30+ years here at Edinburgh, two-time alum, but more recently, I recruit in Crawford County. But we appreciate your time, taking the time to meet with us this morning. I appreciate everything that you do for your students. Thank you.
Thanks, Missy. Next up, Diane Raybuck, Director of Admissions for PennWest University.
Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. As Amanda said, my name is Diane Raybuck. I'm the Director of Admissions here at the Edinburgh campus. I've been here almost 5 years and enjoyed every minute of it. Previously, I worked at IUP and the University of Akron. And in my role, when I started out in admissions as a recruiter, I've been in nearly every high school in Pennsylvania and many of the schools in the surrounding states, and met many of you. And thank you all so much for what you do. I know it's been very challenging, especially the last couple of years, but thanks so much. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Diane. Latrobe.
Good morning. My name's Latrobe Barnett. Yes, it's just like Latrobe, Pennsylvania. I work specifically at Clarion's Venango campus in Oil City. We're the unknown campus, basically, and we specifically offer our ASN here at the Venango campus.
Thanks, Latrobe. Eric.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be in front of all of you this morning, and thank you for joining us. My name is Eric Tarpley, and I am the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Recruitment Specialist on the PennWest California campus, and I recruit a lot of different counties. So you've probably seen me in Washington, Allegheny, you've seen me in Cumberland, Perry, Dauphin, as well as also Philadelphia. So happy to be with you today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Boxley.
I like the last name. Thanks, Amanda. Excuse me, my name is Jared Boxley, Assistant Director out of the Clarion campus. For me, I oversee all of Westmoreland County for recruitment, a large portion of Allegheny County, all of York, all of Lancaster, all of Maryland, all of Virginia. So that's me in a nutshell. As everyone's been saying, happy to see familiar names, familiar faces. Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Jarrett. Ms. Megan Lloyd.
Hello, I'm Megan Lloyd, one of the assistant directors on the Edinburgh campus. I currently recruit in Warren County, Pennsylvania, Western New York primarily, although I review applications from the entire state of New York, but recruit actively in Western New York, and then parts of Northeast Ohio, Ashtabula County specifically, in those border counties that touch us closest to Edinburgh.
Thanks, Megan. Ariel.
Good morning. My name is Ariel Phillips. I'm one of the Assistant Directors of Admissions and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Specialist here at the Edinburgh campus. I recruit a good bit of the Allegheny County, as well as within the Ohio area. I do Cleveland area, Geauga, Lake, Cuyahoga, and then as well as down into our Philadelphia area as well. Again, thanks for being here with us.
Thanks, Ariel. And last, we've got the Associate Director of Student Development on with us, who we work closely with in the admissions team, is Carrie Schubert.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Schubert. I work in the Student Affairs Division, specifically at the California campus. I work with new student orientation, parent and family engagement, and commuter and non-traditional student services. So I'm happy to answer any questions about student life.
Great. Thank you so much, team. As you can see, in some of the questions that probably are coming up are, how are you recruiting? You're all together. So are you recruiting for Edinburgh only, Clarion only? We are recruiting for each of the campuses. So Megan, Ariel, I'm just looking at the faces here, Eric, Jarrett, they are working as one for Penn West University. They are knowledgeable about each of the 3 campuses, what we offer, what our community is like. We've been on each other's campuses quite a few times over the past couple of years to familiarize ourselves. Yeah, you can go ahead and move forward. So I know you're eager and you've got a lot of questions. Don't worry, we will definitely get to that. You can go back to the California slide, Chris, there you go. But I do want to share with you, because I know obviously we've got Commonwealth University in the western part, in the eastern part of the state. And when I was at PSCA last week, I got a lot of questions. Which ones are coming together? Which ones are integrating? So again, we, as of July 1st, integrated, it's California, Edinburgh, and Clarion universities. So we're still the same campuses. We are just under the umbrella of Pennsylvania Western University. We also have a global online, not campus, but section or component to our university. For those of you who don't know, obviously, we're all a part of Western Pennsylvania. California is in southwestern Pennsylvania, about 40 minutes south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Small coal mining town. Each of us are located in these small picturesque type of college communities. We have just around 55 undergraduate students at the California campus. We have online, we have graduate, we have on-campus living, some of the best housing in the nation. And obviously, you know, your student center, your workout facilities. So we're in a small town, very close to the city of Pittsburgh. And if we want to go ahead and move to the Clarion slide, Clarion is probably in the center, if we want to say the center part of Western Pennsylvania, right off of I-80, and it's in the county seat of Clarion County, probably one of the larger of the towns. Clarion University is there. Clarion, Pennsylvania is very picturesque. Two rivers joining through. And Mayor, you may want to help me out with this with the total undergrad. Do you want to chime in what your total undergrad would be?
Yes, this is Mary Lynn Dunlap, campus lead at the Clarion campus. And we have about 4,000 students enrolled at the Clarion campus, including some of the online. We have about 6,000 residents in our community, so pretty much doubles in size. True college town, like Amanda said. Thank you.
You don't want to miss homecoming at Clarion, that's for sure. But then homecoming at Edinburgh is pretty good too with all of the bagpipes. So if you want to go ahead and move to the Edinburgh slide, Edinburgh is just about 30 miles south or 20 minutes south of Erie, Pennsylvania. It is a lake resort community, as this picture is one of the many lakes in the area. And I'll probably have Diane chime in here just to kind of confirm the undergraduate population. And they're about 90 minutes from Pittsburgh, right off of Interstate 79. Diane?
Yes, Edinburgh also is about 4,000 total students. And this is actually Mallory Lake on campus. And then there's an Edinburgh Lake in the town. And as Amanda said, we're about 20 minutes away from Presque Isle, which is Lake Erie, of course. So surrounded by lakes, but just a beautiful picturesque campus.
Great, thank you. And then, as I also mentioned, we do have a global online component. And for many of you, you may be working with students who, especially through the pandemic, have really either gone against the online component or really have gone for. So we do have a full global online school where students can complete their degree. So please note that's not only at the graduate level, but also at the undergraduate level. 2-year associate degrees and 4-year bachelor degrees. Chris did post in the, and I don't know, Chris, if you're able to share that view book, if not, but with the team, but we do have an online view book here. And this is going to share with you not only the breakdown of each of our campuses, but also our programs and what we offer on each campus. If you think about it, many of those traditional types of programs that we offer, psychology, business, those types of programs, education, are going to be, and you can just kind of flip through those slowly. We share those types of programs. But then when it gets to something more unique, like animation or nursing or mechatronics engineering, that's when we start to see the different breakdown of where our campuses thrive and highlight our strengths with those programs. So this allows our students to be able to say there's a mechatronics student at California campus, but they may want to dabble in an animation course. They're able to take that course through Edinburgh University. And you'll each have this link, and I'll also follow up with this link so you have it in your email. But as Chris gets closer to, you'll be able to see, go ahead and go a little bit faster. We don't want to make them sick though, but go ahead and get to that. Here we go. You'll see here how we've used each of our little icons here, our clock tower, our eagle, and our Fighting Scott E, to highlight where each of our programs are being offered. Go ahead and flip to the next page, Chris. And if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see this barcode, the QR code. That will take you directly to our academic page, which is constantly evolving and constantly being updated. So of course, the website is going to be the most current, but this is a great resource that you can share with your families, with your students, and for you to also use as a reference. If you did not receive this in the fall, most of our seniors have been mailed this. Please let us know. You can make a note of it in the chat or simply email me. We'll make sure we get this mailed out to you. And if you want a couple of them for your school, your guidance suite, we'll make sure that you get it. Okay, so that's a little overview of our campuses. We'll go ahead and talk about our support, our student support services. That's 7. So some of the more unique programs that we're offering, One of them is going to be our START program. So we'll talk about our admissions criteria in a little bit, but we typically like to see a 2.5 cumulative GPA or higher. Students that fall between that 2.0, 2.25 GPA, that's a cumulative from high school. We notice that they're the ones that are struggling a little bit more. So really a 2.25 is our cutoff. Students between a 2.25 and a 2.49 will be eligible for our START program. And this basically means we're going to provide them with additional support. Yes, you'll have the support of the writing center, the math center, and tutoring, but this is going to require students to meet with an academic coach at least once a week. Students that successfully go through this program on average have a 3.0 or higher college GPA. It is a fantastic program, but students must take advantage of it. There's no contract that says, hey, you don't have to be in this. You're going to get kicked out, but we strongly encourage students to be a part of this. And as you can see, it's hitting things like battling procrastination, balancing work and play. These are difficult things for even us as adults to handle, let alone students coming out of the world of pandemic, coming out of high school. So we want to provide them with this support. Moving onward to Career and Professional Development Center. Again, these are all centralized throughout each of the campuses. It's not just based on one campus. Again, we are one university providing these services for our students. And our Career and Professional Development Center not only helps our students attain that job after graduation, but they work with them first year to help determine what's going to be the best fit major, what's going to be the best fit career for them. A lot of these students know, okay, I want to go to college, but they don't know exactly where or how, what direction to take. So our Career and Professional Development Center is there to help guide our students. Of course, faculty advisors, peer mentoring programs, things like that, that will all help those students that freshman year. We really want students to declare a major by their sophomore year. So again, utilizing this support service. So if you have one of those students that is just really not sure, even now as a senior, we can work with those students. We do have some online tools that are for free that will help our students, get guided in the right direction. Then of course, they'll help them through the internship phases. And now that we're three campuses joined as one university, that means our internship opportunities are that much greater and diverse. So something that may have only been offered at the Clarion campus is now opened up to the Edinburgh and California campus. So we're definitely very excited about that. Okay, Chris, if you want to go ahead and move forward. And then Office for Students with Disabilities. And I'm just only listing a few of our support services. And I think there was a question in regards to IEP on one of your submitted questions earlier. So our Office for Students with Disabilities is in line to make education accessible to our students. IEPs are individualized education plans. These are kind of catered to the students and what their needs are, and maybe adapting the curriculum a bit to assist the student. In college, it's a little bit different. We don't adapt the curriculum or the requirements for the course. We develop accessibility. We offer accessibility. And you can see it listed here, a test reader, a test scribe, note takers. Is there hearing issues? We can provide things like that, noise distractions, alternative text materials. If somebody has sight problems, maybe it needs to be in Braille or magnified. So we do encourage students to self-advocate, especially as they become 18 years old. We understand that you as their support and their family as their support will be there, but they do stress self-advocacy at the college level. And we can also provide you with contact information, but you can always contact the admissions office and we'll get you to the appropriate OSD office on each of our campuses. Okay. Are there any questions so far? I know there are a few that popped up, but I think we're going to hit them in our preset questions that you had provided us, and then we'll open it up for, go
I
ahead.
think there was a question about, I don't know how it's pronounced,
Naviance, yes, I actually have that in the preset
Yeah,
questions.
I was going to say that one's in the presentation coming up, so I don't want them to think we're ignoring the question.
No, we're not.
Mallory,
Yes.
Mallory asked if this presentation was going to be available after the meeting, and yes, we are recording this. We will make it available to everybody here, and you can share it with your colleagues. So yes, to answer that question, and the other one, like Amanda said, will be coming in the presentation down the road. So those are the two questions that I've come across so far.
Okay, perfect. Do any of my coworkers have anything to add so far? All right, we can go ahead and move to the next slide. And I want my team members to go ahead and feel free to chime in at any of this time to add in. They don't need to just hear from me. So please chime in at any time. So I had already mentioned this part. How is admissions recruitment handled throughout each of the campuses? You can go ahead and hit next, Chris. Again, we are recruiting for everything at Penn West, and we are one university knowledgeable about what we offer throughout each of our 4 areas: online, Edinburgh, Clarion, and California. Go ahead. There was also a question about documents. We're proud to say that, you know, especially since July, we have worked very hard to come together. We are processing documents centrally. We all know each other very well. I mean, we were sister schools before, and now we are even tighter. So coming together and working things centrally like this was very easy, although it did take some work. So if you accidentally send 5 transcripts to Edinburgh campus, don't worry, it's all processed centrally. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
And Amanda, I'll add to that. You know, just kind of going along with how we are working together. Some of you, I realize, have great contacts with, let's say, with Amanda at Cal. You know, go ahead and use your point of contact, because Amanda's right. We all have access to each other. We are constantly talking and meeting. So you can keep those initial contacts regardless of the campus interest. And if we have to, we'll connect you with the other person. So it just really, it's so exciting how well everyone is working together.
Thanks, Mayor. Agreed. And the same thing, applications are reviewed centrally, and we work as a committee too. So if you're advocating for a particular student that may be on a lower end, we reach out to each other and discuss. Zoom and Teams and everything has made this world a lot smaller, that we see each other throughout the day, many times a day. So how can students apply? And students can apply on our SLATE application, which the URL is pennwest.edu/apply, or through the common application. Now, we do have a fee waiver designed specifically for you as school counselors. It's called CRPENNWEST, and it must be in all caps. So again, it's counselor referral, Penn West. And I advise you to put it on a sticky note if you want, or somewhere in safekeeping. So when you are meeting with those students that need a little bit of a nudge, or they're having a financial difficulty, please feel free to give them that. They will add that to the school code fee waiver at the end of the application. That can be used for both the common application, excuse me, and the our institutional application. Okay, Chris, go ahead. I know there was a question in regards to majors, and yes, we can touch upon those majors shortly. If student is admitted to one campus, are they admitted to all campuses? The answer is yes, and you can go ahead and click next. And yeah, that's good. So the answer is yes. If you are accepted to California for psychology, you are accepted to Edinburgh if you want animation. Where there is a caveat there is when it's something like LECOM, or Edinburgh has the aeronautics program, or nursing. Some of those programs require additional materials. And so of course we would need to reevaluate. But if you do have a student, I think we missed a point. The student can only apply to one campus. So we tell them, you know, if Clarion is their #1 school, or at least 50-50, apply to that campus. If they decide that they want another campus later, we can simply change it. It's as easy as us changing a major, and you know how they change their majors all the time. So they would apply to one university, or one campus, excuse me. Are we good there? I know I got a little jumbled there. Any of my coworkers have anything else to add on that before we head to?
Amanda, this is Diane. I was going to mention about nursing. The
Yes.
space is limited in our nursing program. So if students are interested in nursing, they should apply for nursing, for the nursing major. It's difficult to get in as a current student if they're not in nursing up front. And the priority deadline was December 15th, which is tomorrow, but we will accept applications until all of the seats are filled. But for the nursing program, students should apply as early as possible. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane. Yes, that's very important for nursing, definitely. And Tracy, there is no first, second, or third choice. No, they would just indicate one campus that they were interested in, but they can still visit each of our campuses. They can still, you know, be in that exploration stage and just simply let us know. And then, Mara, I did get your question in regards to the majors. So what majors are only offered at certain campuses only? Fine print restrictions on what students can explore. I guess you're just simply asking what majors are offered only on certain campuses. And this program array, the view book that we had provided a link, does give you all of that. So Chris, maybe you want to put that link in there again, because it does itemize and tell you. So for example, let's see here, I'll give you an example. Applied computing is only available at Clarion and Edinburgh. It is not offered at California campus. Same thing with animation or art is only offered at Edinburgh. If we take a look at another one, digital media technology is only offered at California. So this does a really nice job of outlining that. We also have standalone program arrays that we can mail out to you. That's a little less bulky than an entire view book. So simply let us know and we can get that too. So part of integration does, you know, it definitely comes with its growing pains. And we found out that the Naviance and Common App integrating all 3 campuses was a little trickier than we had hoped for. So if you want to go ahead and hit next, Chris, once for me here. So because of institutional coding and things like that, we can only use one university for an institutional code with the Common App and also with Naviance. So students, even if they're interested in Clarion or Edinburgh, they must apply through the California campus link. Now, I've been assured a couple of times that there is a disclaimer there that indicates students must apply through the California link. That link is going to take them to the common applications. And once students click on to the common application, they will be able to choose their preferred campus location. So we're hoping as these growing pains and as we become, you know, we are recognized as one institution, but as these school codes, you know, and these companies can work out their kinks, unfortunately, this is the only workaround that they can provide for us. But please rest assured, that doesn't mean they're applying to California. The common application will provide them the option of what campus they want to choose. Do Diane or Mary Lynn or Missy, you think I'm covering my bases there? Is there anything else to add? Go ahead and hit next, Chris. I forget if I added something else there. No, that was it. Okay.
Amanda, that really is the point, and I'll just reiterate how well our processors are working, to process all of the applications, all of the materials, any letters of recommendation, special things like that. That is totally centralized. And so if something physically gets to one campus, it's scanned automatically, it's processed, and the review is, we're reviewing applications every single day. So, at least they've provided this workaround. It's not ideal, and I read the comment where it says you literally get this big red exclamation point, and that is scary. That says, no, you can't do this, or you shouldn't do this. But just, again, be reassured, try to reassure your students and the parents, we receive those documents regardless of which campus it is sent to.
Thanks, Mary Lynn. And that's a good segue to the next, to the next question. How can I submit my student's official transcript, grades, additional grades, admissions documents? So if you aren't using Naviance, obviously there are systems throughout school counselors and high schools and what they use. You can send them electronically to us, admissions@pennwest.edu. That would be the best way and the quickest and most efficient. However, if you do need to mail it, you can mail it to any of our campuses. Excuse me, and we'll make sure that we do get that processed.
And can I add, Amanda, that if, a lot of us have really good relationships with schools, and if you're comfortable sending it to a particular person, please be assured that we will get it in the right hands, and our centralized processing is working quite well, I would say. So be assured that anyway would be okay.
Yeah, so if you send it off to Missy or Eric or Jared or myself, yeah, we'll take care of it. The question is in regards to college credit taken in high school, AP courses or IB courses for credit evaluations. Go ahead. So for final or officials, we obviously want you to send that to admissions, but if a student is just curious about how something is going to transfer in, or if you are writing on their behalf to see how courses are going to transfer in, you can utilize our transfer@pennwest.edu, and our transfer team will be able to assist you based off of the student's intended major, their grade point average, or their score report. Excuse me. All right, how are we doing so far? Okay, I'm going to keep moving along here. So it is FAFSA season. It's still hard for me to recognize that October 1st is the new start date for the FAFSA. So you can still use the individualized school codes, but it is going to be best, just for continuity's sakes, to use this school code. And another tip, if you want to hit next, Chris, is to, I'm making you multitask, is to search for our legal name. Much like my legal name is Amanda Jo Miller, not Mandy Jo Magdick or Mandy. My legal name is Amanda. Our legal name is Pennsylvania Western University. So with it being a federal obvious application, students will not be able to search Penn West University and come up. So they must search Pennsylvania Western University. And again, that is our school code 003316. Does Penn West still offer dual enrollment for high school students? And the answer is yes. We have previously, a couple of us have previously called it high school early admit. We are referring to it as dual enrollment. I know I can speak to this a little bit, but I don't know if my coworkers, Mary Lynn or Missy, can discuss this a little bit better than I can, maybe. If not, I can wing it. Okay, so
I can add a little bit. Some things have changed, especially if you've worked in Edinburgh. The process is definitely different, and Lacey is very good and very organized in handling it for all three campuses. So actually, we would require the student to apply, of course, and choose the dual enrollment. We need an official high school transcript, and then there's also a terms, what's the form called? Financial terms of agreement and parental consent or something, that they'll find that on their portal. And there's actually an approved list of courses that the student can choose from. So that's a little bit different from possibly California, maybe in Edinburgh campus. But Lacey is very good at this job. She's very responsive and she's a very good person to contact for this program.
And what I will add, the PennWest website, so pennwest.edu, we have added a link specifically for dual enrollment. Lacey's contact information is there. There's a link for those approved courses that Missy mentioned. And just real quick, I will say that the application deadline for a spring 2023 dual enrollment student has already passed. Lacey's working with some, that are there, but looking forward, a student who would like to take courses through PennWest dual enrollment in the summer or fall 2023, the application deadline for that will be May 1st. So, you can begin planning. I know that as soon as we do have an approved course list, we'll make that available. But there are details there like the forms and the application and the contact, the cost of the program, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. It looks as though someone went through their Naviance and still having issues. What I'm going to have to recommend, because we have been going back, we have Intersect, that is the product that the college side uses, and obviously the common application. So our contacts utilize everything through Intersect, which is the college profile that students see through PowerSchool and Naviance. What I would recommend, and as we've received questions and concerns about this Naviance issue, I've asked our contact to go ahead and troubleshoot through the Naviance side of the house. I'm going to look up what the ticketing system is for Naviance, and that's probably, if we hear more from the school counselors than just myself every couple of weeks saying, hey, they're not seeing this, because I don't know what you see on the Naviance side. Or if anybody of my coworkers wants to research Naviance ticketing or phone call or email, that we can share with our school counselors here so that they can put in tickets so that they can see that this is something still not accurate there. Can someone do that from our side of the house, please? Eric, maybe?
Sure.
Thank you. And once you get it, put it in the chat and let us know. Okay, because we definitely want to get that taken care of for them. It's been a long haul for them, and I'm sure quite frustrating. So if you just send that transcript then to Julie to admissions@pennwest.edu, you can send it to us electronically.
Amanda, there's a couple more questions about dual enrollment. Can we go back to that for just a moment?
Sure.
One question is, do we offer college and the high school courses? And I believe the answer to that is no, right? Right, okay. And then another question is, will PennWest have on-campus dual enrollment classes? Right now, they're currently all online. I don't know to the future. Can anyone elaborate on that, or?
I think it will just continue to be offered online as availability stands.
I do want to add to that. I would say if you are in a school that's located close enough to a campus where a student, let's say, for example, the student in your school has taken every math course that's available through your school, and they are ready to take a college calculus course or something that's a little more advanced, which is not available online, I would inquire, reach out, talk to Lacey, because it's possible that situations like that will be handled case by case. And again, I know, just speaking for the Clarion campus in the past, we've just handled those case by case, even if they're not on the full course list. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. You're quick on the draw there.
Excuse me for coughing. Yes, Kaylee Gamutza, if you can submit your request to her and she can work out a game plan for you. And that was to Tracy. You're welcome. Okay, go ahead, Chris. You can hit next. I'm gonna call on Diane here to go ahead and talk about the honors program. Go ahead and hit next, Chris. She might be otherwise. Oh, no, she's here.
I'm here. Yes, so as students apply to Penn West, they're also considered for Penn West honors admission. They'll be automatically admitted and offered a seat. When they accept their seat, they'll also receive a one-time $1,000 honors scholarship as part of their participation in the honors program. The criteria are 3.9 GPA and any or no test score. The test scores are optional again this year for fall 2023. Or if the student has a 3.75 GPA and 1100 SAT or 22 ACT, they're also automatically admitted, or 3.5 GPA and 1200 SAT or 25 ACT. They're notified by email initially, and then the packets will start being mailed possibly as early as next week. We had some paper supply issues with the printers and everything, so those are a little bit late going out, but they should be going out here within the next week or so. And then current students, some students opt not to be part of the honors program initially when they enroll at Penn West at one of our campuses. If they want to, as a current student, a continuing student, or transfer students coming in, they can also apply. There's an admission application on the honors website. And there are also honors scholarships through each of the honors programs that are available to students. They do have to apply for those, and that application will be posted probably early next week for students to begin applying for those additional honors scholarships. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane. All right, so along with scholarships, go ahead and click next. We do offer our automatic merit-based scholarships for first-time students. And I don't know if we have any out-of-state school counselors here. Say hello if you are. So we do. Go ahead and click next one more time for me, Chris. Oh, okay, we're good. So with the merit-based scholarship, this is our Penn West Premier Merit Scholarship. These are automatic awards that get sent out with a student's acceptance packets. So again, because we are test optional, we simply utilize the GPA for the students, and all new freshmen, you can see it ranges from $2,000 to $4,000 a year for 4 years. And then we do have an additional out-of-state housing scholarship, which is an additional $3,000 to students with a 3.0 or higher for the first 2 years a student lives on campus. So this is to help essentially break down that out-of-state cost to our students. Actually, if you could go back once for me. Thanks. Below that, we do have a new program, Access STEM Scholarship. And this is a new scholarship. It is for the California campus only for students interested in computer engineering technology, electrical engineering technology, or mechatronics engineering technology. It is for lower income, high academic achieving students. You can see what will be required here. It is a scholarship that's $10,000 a year for 4 years. We did do a mailing, so we sent out some brochures to all of you about a month ago, and we'll soon be getting the application link, I think along the lines of the honors link, scholarship link next week. So we'll be sending out to your science teachers as well. In the meantime, you can email me directly, and I'll make sure that you get the application link Right now, we have 6 available for the fall 2023 academic start term. Go ahead, Chris. And then, of course, the honors program scholarships that Diane had already explained. And go ahead and click next. And yes, so other campus-based scholarships, which are through foundation, alumni, programmatic, or financial aid, will be open mid to late January for your students to apply to or to be considered for. Okay. Yep, you can. So we have a few upcoming events. Missy, do you want to talk about our our visit days and our PickPennWest days that are upcoming?
Sure. So all of the campus, we really enjoy when the students visit the campuses, and we all have daily visits, and you can find those on our individual websites and on our PennWest site. We are on semester break right now, so there probably won't be too many posted while the students are home, but you're still welcome to visit. The admitted student days are going to be offered, it's actually called PickPennWest, and they're actually going to, so we're all, 3 of us are offering them on the same days, correct? That's right,
Yes,
right?
that is correct.
Right.
But students, if I can add an addendum here, say a student's interested in California and Edinburgh, they can go to Edinburgh. Well, maybe not on January 28th, but if you're from Edinburgh, go to January 28th, or California on February 25th. Just because they're admitted to one campus, we are not restricting them. They can still visit so long as they're admitted to the university.
Right. And the purpose behind the admitted student days, as many of you probably already know, is to help the student make their final college decision. So we give exposure to the faculty members. There's a lot of the student services. Of course, we provide lunch, and we want to answer any questions that they have regarding, their enrollment, their upcoming enrollment, regarding orientation, any sort of thing. So please feel free, others, to jump in. My mind is all over the place right now.
No, you're good.
Really good days.
It really helps seal the deal for students,
Yes.
and just to get that second look, or for a lot of students, their first look. Some of them may have been too busy with sports and other obligations in the fall semester. So, and then for your underclassmen, the visit days, pennwest.edu/visit. Those are great opportunities. We're excited to announce our MVP days, our multicultural visit days, and or programs. So I'm going to pick on Ariel or Jarrett, if you want to go ahead and discuss a little bit about what we've got going on there. Or Eric. I promise these folks aren't normally shy. They just might be shy on camera. Okay.
Well, I'll give you, I guess.
Okay,
Good,
never
Jared.
mind. Go ahead, Tarp.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, that's fine. So our multicultural visit days, ultimately, while we encourage all students to come to any of the above visits, whether it be weekday or the PickPennWest days, the multicultural visit days are just an opportunity for students, traditionally of color, but it can cover a wide variety of, diversity bullet points, if you would, to maybe come on campus and, find an opportunity for them to meet students who maybe look like them, come from a similar background, maybe a similar socioeconomic status, what have not. The days are on Saturdays. They have a similar agenda to the PickPennWest days, to the point where we'll still allow you to meet faculty and staff, still allow you to meet a wide variety of organizations, still allow you to eat in our dining halls, still allow you to see housing, stuff like that. But again, we cater it to, once again, traditionally our diverse student populations, primarily usually from the Pittsburgh area or the Erie area. But again, everyone is encouraged to attend. We even oftentimes, whether at California, Clarion, or Edinburgh, see our late starters, if you would, who are like, hey, I didn't know I was going to college in January, February, but I want to come to the state in April. And, we encourage all students to attend. But if anybody is interested, myself, again, out of Jared Boxley out of the Clarion campus, Eric Tarpley out of the California campus, and then Ariel Phillips out of the Edinburgh campus, we'll be on hand primarily throughout those days. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to us directly.
All right, fantastic. And then, of course, we have our Pittsburgh NACAC. If you're from the western part of the state, I know many of you brave the roads and bring your students down. We typically are with the other PASHE institutions. Of course, we do remind you to inform your students to look for Pennsylvania Western University. We have heard you and we have heard your students. It has been difficult locating California, Clarion, and Edinboro. So we do plan to make that a little bit easier for students to find, but we are Penn West University now. And so that is how students will locate us. So again, if they're interested in any of our campuses or all of our campuses, make sure they're searching for Pennsylvania Western University. Go ahead and click next. I think we can probably close out of the PowerPoint and leave it open for open questions for our school counselors.
Yeah, this time, if any of our counselors want to turn their microphones and cameras on and ask questions, or you can submit them in the chat as well, whatever you feel comfortable with. We want to make sure before this session is over, we have everything answered that you might need.
I also want to let counselors know, we are on rolling admission. Please encourage your students. Again, they may have missed us this fall because they were looking for us campus specifically or not really sure how to apply to our campuses. So we do strongly encourage you to let students know it is still available to apply. We're rolling admission except for our nursing. Please utilize that CRPENNWEST school counselor code so that we can make things a little easier for our students and your students. And, we just simply need the official high school transcript. If you have students who are looking to transfer, taking advantage of any of our community colleges in the area, they can work out a plan with our transfer team to make sure that it is a smooth transition. So we don't want them to miss out or miss any steps there. So we're also offering instant decision days to come to your school to offer that opportunity. So you can contact me directly and I'll divvy it out to my team here so that we can do instant decision days. We're also holding an event, excuse me, anyone near the Cranberry Township area. We are holding an event on January 5th at the Research Learning, the RLA, the Learning and Convention area there right off of 19. And we're going to have open calls for free applications, instant decision days, and also for any students interested in coming in for the spring term. So maybe some of your students may have taken that kind of gap year. Let them know that we can work with them in the Cranberry Township area. So we'll be emailing the students and notifying them, but that's another option. So if they didn't want to make a complete trip anywhere, if that was near your school or their hometown, we're just trying to make things a little bit easier for students. And last but not least, Eric thank you, Mr. Tarpley. He did put the contact information for intersectsupport at eab.com and then also a phone number. I do strongly encourage, I think if we get some push and some assistance from you, we can hopefully see some movement there. This is not for a lack of trying on our part. We have heard you and your frustrations with it. So I think if we get some push from your end, we can hopefully see some change here. So I thank you for reaching out. Okay, Chris, do you want to conclude?
Sure. As Amanda said, and as we've mentioned many times, this is not just a one closed session where we're not going to follow up with anything. If you do have questions, there are plenty of email addresses in this chat, but there's also what's the main one for admissions questions?
Oh, that is admissions@pennwest.edu. I'll go ahead and type that in. And I did send out the invitation, so they can always just contact me directly and I can get them out to the team members. That might be the easiest.
Sure. Well. And what we're going to do, since Amanda has the list of everybody that attended or everyone that registered, we will take this video, upload it to a private YouTube channel, and then send that the link directly to everybody. So anybody with that link can view this video. And we will include all the links in that YouTube video, the links for the view book and for everything that we listed. So we will make sure you don't lose out on that. So thank you very much for joining us today. If you do have questions, please let us know. Don't hesitate. We're here for you. So thank you so much. And
Thank you so much for all you do. Appreciate it. Take care and happy holidays.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Happy holidays.
Great day.
Thank you, everyone.